Hello guys. Let's get started up with this video. Like this video, I'm recording it basically for people who think that making money from small account isn't possible, or the guys who are new in the markets and want to trade full time and make a full career in trading forex, and all those type of things. So basically, I'll be talking about the consistency, and I'll be showing you some numbers in Excel which could be achieved by just being consistent in the markets and doing the minimum things, right? So just let's get started with our today's video, right? So basically, all know about how compounding works and all those good stuff in the market, right? So everyone know if you are able to make 10% a month and all, then you are going to be really then you are going in a really amazing way, and you will be having good long-term success in trading and all those things, right? But people don't understand that, right? A lot of people focus upon the money part, and they mess up with the psychology, and things start to go the opposite way they want them to go with them, right? So here's a little plan which you guys can follow up while you compound up your small accounts with proper risk management and proper psychology and all the good stuff, right? So let's get started with this Excel. So basically, I don't know how many columns are there, but these are the columns which I have created up, and these are the numbers which I've shown. So let me start quickly explaining you these things, right? So this is the section of week which represents which week is it going on. So like this is the first week, second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week, and so on, right? Then comes up with the account size. So basically, we are assuming that we are starting up our account with $500. It could be anything for you guys. It doesn't need to be $500. $500 is a nice amount, so just thought of starting up with that, right? Now, let's focus upon the risk part, right? So basically, 2% risk is a nice risk when you are trading up your personal funds. If you are trading up any funded account or anything like that, you should take care of it much more, because we get that certain limit which shouldn't be exceeded. So decide the risk accordingly. But 2% upon personal account size, that is really great. So I've taken the 2% risk, and average SL I have taken in points is 200 points, which is like 20 pips, right? I considered as taking up SL just because I wanted to calculate this risk, because I had to put this formula, so I needed this SL so that I can calculate risk in this SL, right? So basically, SL is no big use for us, but this was just used for the calculation purpose, So then after it comes with the lot size and average weekly pip. So this is basically the weekly pips you will be targeting to achieve, right? So I have taken this average as 50 pips, right? So basically achieving 50 pips overall is going to be our weekly target, right? It doesn't matter you make 1,000 pips and you lose 950 pips. Your overall target is 50 pips and you met your target, right? That's all. Uh, in any way you make 50 pips, it's absolutely amazing, right? So then comes with the weekly gain in dollar perspective, then your account size after that particular week, right? So basically, let's get started with the first week. We started with the $500 account. We used 2% risk, and everything was going fine. At the end of the week, we made $25, and the account size went to 525, right? Second week we started up with the $525 account, which we grew in first week and used 2% risk, and all the things were done very in a much more better manner, and we achieved 50 pips, which was our average weekly pips target, and we got the account to $550, right? Now basically, you just see this I'll be sharing up this Excel with you guys if you want me to do that. No worries with that. So you see this as soon as we proceed on, and we keep going on until the 52nd week, which is like 1 year. So, we are going to end our balance with $5,850. So basically, we started up with $500 and we ended up with $5,850, right? And this is very, very simple, right? Very simple in the way that we are using perfect risk management. We are only using 2% risk of our account. So we don't need to stress about anything. We don't need to stress that if the trade goes against me, I'll be in a big drawdown or anything like that. And this average weekly pips target which I have taken, that is very, like, it's very minimum, like 50 pips on gold. It's very very easy once you become experienced with trading gold, or any other pair. Like gold moves 50 pips on New York Open or NYSE Open sometimes, and that gives easy free pips, right? So basically, grabbing a 50 pips on a weekly basis on gold is very very easy. And there are days, where you will be capturing up 100 pips, 200 pips, 300 pips once you become experienced. But average is taken as the 50 pips, so that you see the we get the minimum expectations from the calculations which we are doing right now, right? So, once you start doing the things in a much more better manner, and you start learning and you understand what you are doing and you master your craft, right? Then, basically you will get more pips than 50 pips on a weekly basis. You can get more than 50 pips on daily basis on gold. Then just think how much faster you can grow, right? Like in a year, you can do a lot. It's all just that you need to be very much consistent with your risk, and you need to not to have greed of making money. Like $25 making weekly is not much. I know it is not much, but you don't need to be greedy about making money, because that's just the starting, and you are just learning. And remember, guys, a lot of people come here in forex to make some part-time money, like a side income, but they lose so much money in forex that it takes away their full-time income as well. Sometimes, I've seen a lot of guys, depositing money from their job and losing it all in forex, right? So that's not the way to do that, right? Even if you're making extra $25 in a week, that's absolutely amazing, right? You are winning in the market, right? Money doesn't matter, because you got to do same thing every day. Only difference is going to be of the lot size, right? So you are already winning in the market. You are already in that 1% group of traders who are profitable, right? And you see that this will subsequently increase and grow with time, right? And this will actually help you a lot in maintaining your psychology in a much more better way, because you will not be seeing bigger drawdowns, bigger losses, and not a lot of reds, right? A lot of things, which new traders do wrong is they start over leveraging, over risking. They become greedy. One day, if they are winning one day, they think like they started to know how to trade, right? So it does not happen in one day. uh, just remember one line which I uh, read on some IG posts and in some books as well, that it takes 21 days to build a habit and 90 days to build a lifestyle, right? So 90 days is like around 3 months time, right? Basically, if you talk about 12 weeks, or let's say 14 weeks, excluding all those Saturday, Sundays, you are trading up 90 days. So let's take till 14th week. So basically, you are completing up your 90, approximately 90 days till uh, 14th week or 15th week, maybe. So till this point, you are becoming really good. Like you are becoming really good with markets. You know how gold moves, how gold is having the volume in different sessions, how is gold behaving up differently on different timings, right? So basically, this is going to help you a lot, right? So at this point, this you would have become a lot of experience, right? And now from this point, usually if you want to grow fast, uh, you can increase your risk a little bit, right? But rather than increasing your risk, I would suggest you to increase your average weekly tips, right? Because you are now more than experienced, learning for 3 months, and you are already doing the things good, right? Like I'm not saying you will become a pro in 3 months, but in 3 months you will get good knowledge about trading gold. And if you are achieving your weekly targets, all the weekly targets till the 15th, 14th, or 13th week, till where you feel comfortable, then you can keep increasing up your average weekly pips by 5 pips, 10 pips, uh, also. It doesn't need to be very big. These small gains can do a lot of things, then why to go for a bigger thing, right? Just let's assume if someone started up with a $5,000 account, that would have grown to like $50,000 according to this calculation. Maybe 50,000, because it is the amount just 10x, so maybe 50,000. It could have been more as well, right? Because the compounding would work in a different way on the bigger numbers, right? So it's all just about basically focusing up on the things. So let's talk a little bit about how can you achieve this average weekly pips target, which is 50 pips. So first of all, average weekly pips target for 50 pips is a very decent, it's like very good and very minimum target. Even if you are a scalper and you are achieving like if you are taking 10 pips, 15 pips out of markets every day, it's all good. If you take 10 pips daily, then you are trading 5 days a week, you are making up 50 pips. And 10 pips could be achieved easily in NY session, or in the London session when the moves start to come, right? You just got to be picky with your trades. You need to be very, very selective with your trades, and you need not to take any stupid trade which can give you unwanted losses, right? So once you are able to make it to 50 pips a week very easily, then it's all fine with scalping as well. You can scalp, you can give minimum time and you can achieve maximum results by scalping, right? But let's take an example that it's Monday, and gold is moving really well. You had a good trade, you made 50 pips in just one day, right? So your weekly target was for making 50 pips, and you made 50 pips in just one day, right? Which is one day, right? Now see that in front of you, you got 4 days left for you for the week to end, right? So basically, in those 4 days, what you can do is that you can start taking a little bit higher risk, right? And you can try that how the things will go for you, right? Maybe like let's say you took 50 pips out of the market on a Monday, then you go steady and slowly on Tuesday, Wednesday, and let's say it happens that you got 80 pips, right? You got 80 pips till Wednesday. Now you got two trading days, Thursday and Friday. So maybe you can risk a little bit more on Thursday and Friday, and you can try to push up that limit, right? So this way you can increase your average weekly pips as well. And even if some weeks if you are not getting 50 pips, it's all fine. It's there are no worries if you don't get the 50 pips out of market on a weekly basis or in any week. You know, because sometimes the market conditions are actually difficult, and the pair is ranging. Then it makes sense that 50 pips are not achieved, then you not need not to stress about not having 50 pips on a weekly basis. You just need to focus on the coming week. You just need to focus on the coming week, that last week you were not able to do that, and spot your mistakes, work on the mistakes, correct them, and focus on the next week. Yeah, try to make 50 pips the next week, right? And this way, we need to get overall 50 pips weekly, right? That will be easy thing for you once you become experienced on gold, right? And even if you want to grow this account fast, I would not suggest you to increase risk. I would not suggest you to uh, do anything with the capital or risk. You can just simply increase your uh, pips gain, right? Like you watch Eugene, he's catching like 100 pips, like on Friday he got like 200 pips, right? So once you got the experience, you can achieve more than 4 5 times these 50 pips in a day or so, right? So just focus upon increasing your pips gain, and whatever is coming over 50 pips, that's absolutely uh, amazing. It's like kind of a bonus for you. You can even use that amount to withdraw and do anything with that particular amount, right? Because you would have seen Raja Banks speaking about paying yourself regularly from Forex, right? So if you're making anything out above 50 pips, maybe just withdraw half of that particular thing. Let's say you had a very good week where you made 100 pips, right? Very well done. Then you got extra 50 pips, right? So maybe you can withdraw the profit which those 50 pips made, or maybe you can withdraw half of the profits which those 50 pips made, right? This way you are going to pay yourself, your psychology will be fine, and everything will be going smoothly, right? Now, let's say there's a scenario where you guys are trading and you lost certain pips and the day is not going fine for you. So basically on that day particularly you don't need to trade a lot, right? Because it might happen that that day is pretty much rangy. Maybe something is not good with the markets, maybe price manipulation is there or anything like that which you are not aware about, right? So you need to call it a day when you have losing days, and this is something which I personally find problem with as well. That whenever you got losing day, then there's always a feeling, I need to make that loss back and things of that nature, so this is basically the feeling of revenge trading to make the losses back, and this is just going to ruin you, right? So you need to call it a day when the things are not going in your favor, right? So basically, this was all it. I just wanted to show you that even if you start small amount with appropriate risk management and be consistent with a particular winning thing, then you will grow it substantially over a period of time. You know, like this is only just 1 year, right? Uh, so if you can do this much in 1 year, then you got a lot of time left. Just do this kind of calculation for 5 years. You will be surprised to see that number which will appear to your screen after 5 years, right? So that's all achievable. It's all possible. You just got to work on that particular thing, right? And for this thing which I was explaining, that if there's something good going in the markets and you got 50 pips like 2 3 days ahead of your weekly target, then one day I was on stream with Raja Banks and I asked him that how do you hold your trade, because I was scalping at that time particularly, so I was finding it a little bit difficult to hold the trades longer, right? Like he holds the trade like 200, pips as well sometimes. So I was finding it a little bit difficult to hold the trades. I still find it a little bit difficult. I'm still practicing with that particular thing. You know, so I asked him that particular thing, and he said that what he's doing is that he's letting his trades run once he has got profits for the week, right? Like you would have seen him speaking on the stream this thing again and again, that once he got some profits on Monday, Tuesday, and he got some gains in the account, then he can let his trades run, right? So basically that's something which you can focus upon, and once you complete up your weekly average pips target, then you can let your whole positions run, and don't close any runner. You can just wait for the TP to happen. If it happens, it is very good. That will actually increase your weekly pips gain, and that's absolutely amazing. And this thing will help you a lot in future when you will decide to hold the trades longer. So basically, this was it. I was just about to show you how much you can do it with consistency, small gains, small targets on a weekly basis. In a year, you can grow your account substantially, like 10x. Where your money can get 10x. Like there's no place in this world which can give 10 times your money in a year. until it's any crypto which is just pumped up or an NFT or something like that. So like it will just require consistency, discipline, patience. This was the same thing which I was talking about in Telegram last yesterday, I guess, right? So I was talking about that psychology is everything in trading. If you see technicals in trading, those are really very easy. If you spend a month or a couple of months learning technicals, that is enough for you to learn the technicals in trading. It's all just about psychology, discipline, and patience. So you got to keep that patience if you want some results like this in longer term, right? That's how you'll grow your accounts. That's how you'll grow your small accounts to bigger accounts. That's how you'll grow your bigger accounts to more bigger accounts, right? So that's it. And I hope you guys got the message which I was trying to convey through this to you. And at last I want to give credits for this video to a guy named Gary, right? So Gary is there in our Slack group, and this weekly calculation and all those things he showed us on the screen, and at that point, I was thinking that yeah, this is very easy. This makes sense, to be honest, because you are using little risk, you are just using taking minimum gain, you are just being consistent, you're just being disciplined, you are just being patient, right? So I thought this is the right way, the right mindset, the right outlook to have towards the market, right? Because this is much more sustainable in long term, right? Flipping accounts is not sustainable in long term, right? So all credit goes to Gary for sharing his valuable knowledge, and that was absolutely amazing. So this thing really hit me hard for psychology part, and this made me realize that going for bigger gains is not an option, right? Having If you have small capital, that's not a problem. Like if you are consistent till 12 weeks, you can deposit more easily. you know you can get a job, you can deposit more easily. So the things will be a lot more easier that way. So all credits to him, and thank you guys for watching of this video. I'll be going to stop the recording and start.